100 feet above the ground, the powerful harpy mother labors for the needs of her chick. The branches aren't for nest building. The leaves collect moisture during the night, and the chick will drink from them. This rarely seen behavior may be the mother's way of protecting her chick from the effects of the hot tropical sun. Howler monkeys are too large to be hunted by harpy eagles. But they have other concerns. Their tree has just been invaded by a horde of leafcutter ants. A typical leafcutter colony includes 2 million members. Like an army equipped with pruning shears, they wreak havoc on the jungle's vegetation. The ants don't eat the leaves. Instead, they feed them to a fungus residing deep in their colony. It's the fungus they devour, cultivating it like a garden, day after day. In the center of the colony, a single massive queen lays more than 30,000 eggs each day. Fresh troops for the ravenous horde. Given their huge numbers, the ants themselves are a food source. A giant anteater uses its powerful sense of smell to track down the colony. The anteater is a quintessential jungle specialist. Having lived in the rainforest for millions of years, it has carved out a niche in which it is totally dependent upon a single group of creatures. Evolution has fused the anteater's jawbones shut and equipped it with a sticky 12-inch tongue that can lap up prey by the thousands. Despite his ant-eating prowess, the colony barely suffers. Even while the nest is being raided, the fungus gardens are being tended, new ants are being born, and the endless work of leaf cutting goes on. Above the forest floor, another creature has become specialized for a different kind of habitat. Weighing barely 13 pounds, the tree sloth spends nearly its entire life in the rainforest canopy. This young mother carries her fragile month-old baby on her stomach. Sloths feed on the leaves of nearly 100 species of trees. Because leaves provide little energy, the sloth has evolved to move slowly and will spend days feeding in a single tree. The baby will nurse for another month, and the mother will tend to it for half a year. The youngster has only that short time to learn to survive on its own. For the moment, though, there's no need to rush. For some of Manu's inhabitants, the cooling, life-giving river presents a dangerous barrier. A distant relative of the horse and rhinoceros, the tapir is the largest mammal in South America. But the river is not the tapir's domain. It is ruled by hungry caiman. Relatives of the crocodile, caiman make a good living here by feeding on the unwary. A pure vegetarian, the tapir uses its elongated nose as a kind of delicate finger to bring food to its mouth. As summer approaches, rains become less frequent and wide beaches appear. As a river shrinks, inland lakes are cut off, and the channels that once connected them dry up. The shallow channels provide a feast for a host of hungry birds. The emerging dry season beaches also attract great flocks of skimmers. The birds' black feathers absorb the sun, so they often bathe to cool off. The newly exposed beaches are temporary real estate, and the skimmers waste little time establishing their nests. The ravenous chicks will gorge themselves for the next month. Their parents force them to hurry, for at any time the river might flood and wipe the beaches clean. Life for the chicks is a race in which they must become large and strong enough to fly, and thus escape from predators and from the elements. What little free time their lives allow is spent waiting for the next meal. The skimmer's specialized beaks allow them to plow the water and to snap up any fish swimming near the surface. At last, a catch. The fishing will continue both day and night, and the chicks will rapidly grow from a few ounces to over half a pound. Competition for food is fierce. The more aggressive the chick, the more food it gets, and the greater its chances of fledging. As the days become drier, the hot sun burns, and food for the animals in the canopy becomes scarce. A few trees begin to bloom, advertising their nectar with perfumed scents and vivid colors. While normally preferring fruits, even a troop of spider monkeys is attracted. Food sources elsewhere are drying up. At 6 weeks old, the baby is already comfortable living 100 feet off the ground. The bright flowers have evolved to be noticed, but give nothing away for free. Their strategy is to attract an animal, then dust its face with pollen. Since plants can't move, they do the next best thing. They exchange nectar for mobility. The animals become the plant's messengers, carrying pollen from plant to plant, and thereby fertilizing its flowers. The miracle is that mindless plants have learned to manipulate the brainiest of Manu's primates. Although thousands of plant species exist in Manu, only a dozen provide food for the majority of birds and monkeys during the lean summer season. Such is the complexity of the rainforest. Remove a handful of trees and vines, and a vital food link is destroyed, condemning entire groups of animals to extinction. All the while, there is the daily challenge of survival.